Hello, and welcome once again to Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. My name is Tony. I'm here at MeTime LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office helping kids from birth to age 19. Now, they fund this program through a grant that they received from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. So, thank you for tuning in. I am so glad to see you once again trying to get your yoga on. Now, the summer is slowly drawing to a close down here, and in just 3 weeks, our kids here go back to school. So there's a lot of families getting their last minute trips or the end of the summer trips going. So I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea to show you some things you can do as you're traveling? Now, I know I've already done a long car trip routine for yoga, but these are things you can actually do with your seat in the car. So, if you have a chair or a couch or something you can sit on, now would be the time to go and get it. Make sure you can put your screen in front of you. Give yourself a little bit of space. Now, if you have a belt, that might come in handy too. Because in the car, there's normally a seat in front of you. When you're sitting at home, there's not really anything you can put your feet up on. So, if you don't have a belt, you can use a towel, you can use a scarf, you can even use like a rope or a ribbon or a chain or whatever you happen to have that is long enough for you to hold both ends and keep your foot up with. Okay? So look around. You can pause this if you need to. This video is not going anywhere, so you can always come back to it. So you will be needing something that you can hold your foot on. Now, if you happen to have a coffee table, it's kind of cheating, but not really. It's a nice little prop to have, and you can absolutely, if you're allowed to put your feet on it, check with mom and dad first. See if you can put your feet up that way. Okay? So, now you have your belt or whatever you can put your feet on in front of you, again, with mom and dad's permission. And we are ready to start our travel yoga, our in-the-car yoga, our what can we do to keep us entertained while we're driving yoga. So, as always, I'd like to start by bringing our focus inward. So, sit up tall, make sure that your feet are flat on the floor. I realize that sometimes if you're in the car, your feet might dangle a little bit, but for right now, you should be able to reach the floor. If you're sitting all the way back and your feet can't reach, try to move up to the front, to the very edge of the chair if you need to make sure that your feet can rest comfortably on the ground. Okay? Now, your feet and knees should be pointing straight ahead. Your hips are directly underneath your shoulders. Your ears are back over your shoulders. And you're sitting upright and your hands can be on your lap. So let's take a minute to ground and center ourselves with our breath. So you take a nice deep breath in, fully expanding your rib cage, get all the air in there that you can, and then exhale and push all the air out, kind of deflating like a balloon. Let's do that again. Inhale, fully expand. Imagine that your lungs are balloons and you're filling them to the brim, and then exhale and let everything collapse. One more time. Inhale, visualize your chest expanding, your rib cage expanding, and then as you exhale, imagine that they're all slowly collapsing in. How does that feel? Did you see it in your mind as balloons just filling up and collapsing, filling up and collapsing? It's great if you can have a mental image of what you're trying to achieve. It helps you achieve it all the better. Okay, so now that we've kind of grounded our energy, try to imagine this time as you're breathing in, you are breathing in a brilliant light. Do you have a favorite color? That's what color this light is. You're breathing in your favorite color, a brilliant light, and it's filling you from top all the way down to your toes. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. I know you got some wiggles in you. All right, and as you exhale, it's coming up from the toes and out. So you're breathing, you're filling your whole body with this brilliant light of your favorite color. And as you exhale, you're letting go of all the stuff that's left over. Okay, one more time. Breathe in this brilliant light all the way down to your tippy toes. And then breathe out and let it all wash clean. So, when you're in the car, you can't exactly do a whole lot of folding and moving and stretching. But what you can do is move your arms, or at least your arms, and your legs. So, with your belt, try to see if you can hold on to your belt so that they're about shoulder width apart. Make sure your hands are about shoulder width apart. Bring it to your lap, and we're going to practice tying our breath to our movement. So as you inhale, try to bring your hands up on the belt. And as you exhale, try to bring your hands down with the belt. Do this mindfully, carefully, kind of like you intend to do it. So slowly bringing your hands up as you inhale, feeling every muscle fiber as it's firing. And then slowly and intentionally, not just dropping your hands, bring your hands back down to your lap as you exhale. One more time. Arms slowly and meticulously up and down with your exhale. All right, good. Y'all doing great. So now let's bring our hands up, maybe a little bit wider because you don't really have a whole lot of space in the car to just go crazy. Just shoulder width or a little bit wider should be fun. And this time, as you exhale, reach over to the side. Kind of pull down with this leading hand and resist with this hand. Inhale, bring your hands up. Now we're going to do the opposite side. So pull down with that leading hand and resist, pull back with this hand. This is giving the muscles of your arm a bit of a workout. Inhale, bring your hands up. Let's do the same thing on the other side again. We're going to do this twice on each side. Pull, and then up as you inhale. Exhale and pull. Take a breath. And then inhale, pull it up. And then slowly let your hands come down. So that was great for your shoulders and your triceps and biceps and even your forearm, because those are your gripping muscles. So now I want you to drop your belt behind your head. Okay, and reach back with your lower arm to hold on to it. This is going to give you a nice front of the shoulder stretch. So pull up with your top hand and feel that stretch. Don't go until it hurts. Just go till you feel a stretch. Okay, we're not trying to break yourself here. Pull up. One more breath and relax. All right, switch hands. So again, bring your hand around the back to grab it. Yay! And then pull up to stretch. Can you feel that stretch? It's amazing. One more breath and then relax. Go ahead and shake those shoulders out. I know you got some wiggles. Let's get those wiggles out. Shake those shoulders. Wonderful. Now, to help with that, let us do some head circles. You can absolutely do head circles whether you are strapped in with a little X harness or even the over-the-shoulder belt. So if you want to imagine it, you can toss your belt this way. You know, a little bit of reality. And then as you breathe in, stretch your head up like there's a string pulling you up towards the sky. And as you exhale, bring your chin down towards your chest. Go as far as you're comfortable going. Sometimes you'll feel that nice pull and stretch on the back. Inhale, stretch your head up. Exhale, go over to your right side. You might feel a little bit of a stretch here on your left side, and that's okay. If you're not feeling a stretch and you'd like to pull it a little further, use your hand and just pull your head just a little bit. Again, you're not trying to break your neck here. This is just a little additional weight on your head to get that good full stretch back here. Wonderful. And then breathe in. Again, feel like there's a string at the top of your head pulling you up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your head down to the right. Make sure your shoulders are staying down. Don't let one ride up, because you've seen people do that. Don't be one of those people. You're not going to get a stretch that way. Keep your shoulders down. Add a little weight to your head if you need to actually feel the stretch. One more breath, and then raise your head up. Now, in the car, you might not be able to bring your head back, but if you can lean forward just a little bit in your seatbelt, you might have enough space. So let's try that. Exhale, bring your head back. Now, you're not going to feel a whole lot in here. You might feel it more along the sides if you're super tight. And then inhale, bring your head back up to the front. Go ahead and don't jerk your head around. Just slowly and methodically rotate your head. Make sure everything... Excuse me, this is making me sleepy. The stretch. I like to sleep in the car. How about you? Have you ever had a long car ride where all you wanted to do was sleep? In some car rides, that's absolutely okay. My son likes to fall asleep on the way to the store. It's a little less okay, but that's fine. Just if you felt that stretch, everything's wiggled out. Let's see if we can do some shoulder rises and drops, okay? So as you inhale, bring your shoulders up. Exhale, bring your shoulders down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up last time. Exhale down last time, and wiggle it out. Shake them shoulders. Get them all over the place. Get them wiggles out. Wonderful. So we've worked on this top half. Let's work on this bottom half. Okay. If you've been strapped into your seat in the car for over an hour, you're going to start getting really wiggly. So what I do... And my legs are almost as short as your legs, so we should be able to do this together. I'd like to put my foot on the back of the chair in front of me to get that nice stretch. Now, this is what we have our towel or belt for. All right, so go ahead and put your foot on the belt and stretch. Hold it there. One more breath. Great, go ahead and drop it. Now, if you need your belt for assistance on this next one, that's fine. Most people don't, but that's okay. All right, honor what your body's telling you. See if you can bring your foot, that same foot we just stretched, up to your opposite knee. Now, for some people, you might not feel a whole lot of a stretch until you put your hand on your knee and push down a little bit. But for most people, this is enough to feel a good stretch right on the side of your thigh. Can you feel that stretch right in there? Let's go ahead and breathe into it. Imagine you can direct the breath coming into your lungs all the way to that tight muscle, that tight connective tissue in there. And as you exhale, let that tension come out and feel how the muscle relaxes. That simple exercise of concentrating your intention on letting go of the tension in your leg is very powerful. And you can use it any time you're feeling really tense in an area. Okay? One more breath. And then slowly and intentionally use your belt if you need to. Let your foot come down to the floor. Go ahead and shake that leg out. That's something you can absolutely do when you're in the car. And be ready to do the same for the opposite leg. So again, put your belt or your towel on your foot and straighten your leg out. This is wonderful. You can play with your foot. You can wiggle your toes. Can you feel that? Excellent. One more breath. And then slowly put your foot down. Again, we're going to bring that foot to the opposite knee. So whichever side you started on, do the opposite side now. Okay? So you can hold that foot there. Put your opposite hand on the knee. And if you need to, you can push it down just a little bit. Just until you feel that stretch on the side of your leg. Okay? We're going to hold this and we're going to bring our breath and direct it to that tense spot over on the side. And as you exhale, all that tension comes up and is it leaves you. It goes away. It is dispelled. Cast out even. One more breath. And then again, if you need your belt, slowly and intentionally let your foot come to the floor. Go ahead and shake it out too, because that was, you've been sitting in the car for a while, so get all those wiggles out. Eventually there will be a rest stop or a walking break. Excellent. Now, there's a couple more stretches that you can absolutely do while you're traveling, and those are for your arms and your hands. So, you put one hand out, hand flat. It's like your palm is resting on the wall in front of you. Okay, you got that so far? Wonderful. Take your opposite hand. Put the heel of your hand on the tip of those fingertips. And then fold your hand down and pull back on the fingers. You're going to stretch these forearm muscles doing this. And if you've been playing video games or coloring in the back of the car, this is going to feel really good. And then just bring your fingers down to stretch the top muscles. And everybody has muscles in their arms. Even if you don't think you're that strong, you really, really have just as many muscles as everyone else. The numbers don't change. Okay? Let's go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So put your arm out, palm facing away from you. Opposite hand, heel of your hand comes up to the tips of your fingertips and flip it down. And then pull on those fingertips. Again, this is going to stretch your forearm right here. And again, you can practice that directing your breathing to any area that's tense. One more breath, and then take those fingers and pull them down so you can stretch the top of your forearm. One more breath. Go ahead and shake out your hands. Shake out your forearms and your wrists and your elbows. Now, if you've got a sister or brother on either side, try not to hit each other. Mom and Dad up in the front probably won't appreciate that. But you can absolutely shake your arms and get all those wiggles out. Good. So our last arm stretch for the day is kind of a variation of eagle pose. And what you're going to do is you're going to take one arm, bend at the elbow so that the hand is standing straight up tall like a tree. And then you are going to wrap your opposite hand or your arm around. Now, some folks might have longer arms than I, so they might look more like a spiral. But this is about as much spiral as my short little arms will do. So imagine that this is the eagle flying around looking for its nest in the top of the tree. Some of your hands might come up here. Some of them might not. But that's okay. This is the eagle's pose. This is a stretch for the shoulder. It's a stretch for the front of the shoulder, the back of the shoulder, and even if you get really into it, your upper back. One more breath, and then slowly unwind and shake it out. All right, you ready for the other side? So put up your tree and let the eagle fly all the way around and up to its nest. Keep stretching. You can stretch real good and get your upper back. Breathe into it. Make sure all of your stress and tension is leaving as you exhale. And then let the eagle fly away and shake your arms out. Get all those wiggles out. How are you feeling? Excellent. Now, sometimes while you're traveling, you might get a little bored. And if that happens, try to make it an opportunity to be mindful. For example, mindfulness is just simply the practice of being present in the moment. Now, while you're sitting there in the car, being present doesn't mean like having a gift or saying that you're there at school. It means experiencing what your body is feeling. So we'll start at the toes. What do your toes experience? Are you wearing shoes and socks, or are you free-footing it? Can you feel the carpet on the front of the floor? Is there a mat down there? Did someone pack something under where your feet would be? What do your toes and your feet feel? They might even be a little sore if you've been in the car for a while. So just observe what's going on now. Moving up, how are your ankles feeling? How are your shins and calves feeling? How are your knees feeling? Take a moment here and see if you can feel the fabric of the clothing from your knees down. Does it feel soft or scratchy? Does it feel smooth, or are there ridges or bumps on it? Is it a hard type of material, like maybe it's like a hard denim or hemp kind of fabric, or maybe it's a soft cottony or silk or smooth satin kind of feeling? What does the fabric feel like on your lower legs? Take a moment, close your eyes if you need to, just to observe. Take a breath, exhale, and let's move up to your thighs. What are your thighs feeling? Maybe they feel the belt or the towel or whatever you brought to stretch with on your lap. Maybe you feel the fabric of your clothing up here. Take a few breaths to experience all the textures that your thighs, your upper legs, are feeling. Maybe the seat hits right in the middle of your thigh. Is it a hard seat? Is it a soft seat? Is it firm, or does it have a lot of give? Is it fabric interior? Is it leather interior? Are you sitting on a hard plastic toddler seat or kid seat? What does your thigh feel? What about your hips moving up here? How do your hips and your bottom feel? Can you feel the hardness of the seat under you? Can you feel the straps as they go over your hips? Can you feel the fabric of your clothing on your hips and your bottom? What do your hips and your bottom feel? Moving up, what does your back feel? Is the back of your seat smooth? Is there a covering to it? Is it hard or soft? Hot or cold? Ooh, excuse me. What does your back feel? Moving to the front, what does your front feel? You might feel the strap as it's going over your shoulder. Or if you're in a harness, you might feel it going up and down. What does your front of your body feel? Moving out, what do your arms feel from your shoulders all the way down to the tips of your fingers? What does that feel? Are you wearing short sleeves, 3/4 sleeves, long sleeves? Are you wearing a jacket or just a shirt? Is it a tank top or a t-shirt or a sweatshirt? What do your arms feel? Great. Moving up, what does your neck feel? If you're in if you have like a neck pillow, you might feel a little bit of a squish on your neck. You might even feel a little crick in your neck if you've been sleeping on your seatbelt. What does your neck feel now? Moving up, what does the back of your head feel? Are you banging it on your seat? Please don't. And it's sore a little bit? Are you leaning it into your window or your seatbelt or the sides of your seat? What does the sides of your feet, your head feel like? And bringing it forward, what does your face feel? Sometimes when we're laughing so hard in the car, my cheeks actually get sore from laughing and smiling so hard. Or if I've been yawning and sleepy and oh my goodness, my eyelids feel heavy, like they're made of lead or sand and just want to close. What does your face feel now? And then last but not least, let's bring it up to the top. What does the top of your head feel? Usually this is where you start to feel the air conditioner come in from the front or from the sides. Maybe you're wearing a ball cap or a scarf or some kind of covering. What does the top of your head feel now? And that was a simple body scan, which you can use as a mindfulness tool the next time you can't move the rest of your body. So I thank you very much for joining me here today for Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. Again, my name is Tony. I'm here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office taking care of children from birth to age 19. They fund this through a grant that they receive from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed your car travel yoga. Next time you're in the car going off to Blue Springs or Birmingham or wherever it is you're going to, you now know you can move and stretch in your seat. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you again. Namaste.